Have you ever felt torn inside between two parts of you? Like there's a part that really wants to stay in the relationship, but then there's a part that wants to get out of the relationship. Or maybe there's a part that really wants to save money, but then there's another part that wants to spend money. A part that wants to go on a diet and is really excited about it. And then this other part that's like, oh no, that sounds terrible. Wouldn't it be easier to eat pizza? Think about it. If you have had, and I think most of us have, had the experience of making resolutions but not being able to keep them, or getting horribly confused, especially in relationships. Like, do I want a divorce or do I not want a divorce? And also jobs. Do I like this profession? Do I hate this profession? What you're dealing with there are what we call in IFS polarized parts. Polarized parts usually show up when there is some kind of a stress. It could verge on trauma. It could be an actual trauma. It could just been a really stressful event. And this part showed up and it had maybe some extreme behaviors for solving the problem. And it worked. And it loved that. And so it's made a mental note. We're going to do this from now on. We will, every time we encounter this situation, we'll do that. But then there's this other parts that said, oh, no, we don't like that solution. We have a better solution. Maybe they encountered a different set of circumstances. It is those parts that cause that sensation of being at war in yourself, almost like you're being torn apart. And you think about these parts, they have their own agendas, they have their own traumas, they have their memories that they're kind of stuck in. And what we want to do in internal family systems is we want to befriend these parts because when we do, they can calm down, stop the war, start aligning themselves with your higher self. Now, there is a 6-step process for this, and in IFS, we call that befriending your parts. And the very first thing is that you have to find them. The best way to find these parts is when some aspect of you is doing something you don't like, oh, it broke my diet, or it overspent, or it's sabotaging my relationships. Find that part. Then the next thing is you want to focus on it. And when we're focusing on a part, we're just bringing our attention to it. And we're kind of spending some time gathering some sense of this part. Some people actually see a part and they can draw it. Some people don't. They hear a dialogue, like this part's very opinionated and it has a lot of opinions that it wants to share. However it shows up for you is the way it's supposed to show up for you. Then we're going to flesh that part out. And one way you could say to yourself is, does it have a sound? What's it telling me? Does it have, can I get it to share its agendas with me? Like, what is it wanting to do? And then you're going to feel towards that part. When you're feeling towards that part, you're starting to realize, like, do I have any reactions to this part? Is there, do I like it? Do I hate it? Do I want to control it? Am I wanting to send it away? Is my heart open to this part? Do I feel any compassion towards it? This is when you start to find the other part, the polarized part. So basically, in summary, you're going towards one part that's causing you a problem, and then you're starting to check in and see who else in your ecosystem of parts doesn't like this part or is antagonistic to it. And sometimes there's actually parts that are trying to support that part too. It gets a little complicated, but for beginners, I just suggest you find the push, pull, the yes, the no, the things that are making you feel torn apart inside. The next thing we want to do, this is number 5, is befriend that part. And when we're befriending it, we want to ask it how it got its job, how long it's been doing it, how long it's been with us, and maybe how old it is. Sometimes these parts are really, really young. And they have no idea how old you are. You can even ask it, do you know how old I am? And you may hear it speak back to you and say, you're 10 or you're 12. And you're like, oh, wow. We're working from a template that happened way back in time. That's not where I am right now. Now, step 6 is we're going to find out what this part is afraid of. What does it think is going to happen if you don't allow it to control you? And let's just let's pick the whole thing about going on a diet. You want to lose weight or get healthy, whatever your agenda is. It seems like almost everybody has some kind of a plan. They want to go paleo or keto or vegan or whatever, just some way that they're wanting to change the way they eat food. That's usually a manager part. He's got great ideas, wonderful ideas. Remember, all parts are welcome. The part that keeps sabotaging the manager is probably a firefighter. Firefighters are trying to protect us from severe outcomes. So think about it. What if you associate a particular food with comfort? Like that was such a happy memory from my childhood. We always ate this, and then the family got along. Or grandma was over, or whatever the memory is. And that part's really attached to that because it wants you to feel good. And if you don't get to have that sensation, what's it afraid of? Well, maybe it's afraid that you'll remember the family fights or something. You'll have to ask it, what's its agenda? What's it's afraid of? I think you get the picture at this point. We are moving towards all of our parts with compassion and curiosity. We want to get to know them better. So this 6-step process, that shouldn't have been a tongue tire. Number 1, we're finding. Number 2, we're focusing. Number 3, we're fleshing out. Number 4, we're feeling towards. Number 5, we are befriending. And number 6, we're asking this part what its fears are. It really helps us relax that part as we are able to turn our attention to each part that's causing us problems and get it to relax. Our whole system starts to contact self-energy, which brings with it creativity, confidence, clarity, and all of the 8 C's. I hope you found this helpful, and I will drop a little graphic down here, which is compliments of Therapy Alessio. There's so many IFS graphs out there, but I like this one. Thanks. Oh, yeah. Would you leave some comments about your own polarized parts? That'd be really cool. We could start a conversation. When do you find that some parts you want to do this and some parts you want to do that? And how do you handle it? Do you think these steps are going to be helpful for you going forward? And be sure to like, subscribe, and maybe even share this video. Thank you.